I'm meteorologist Kate Hickford with the National Weather Service out of Paducah, Kentucky. And on today's episode of Porch Watchin', I'm talking with Emergency Manager Josh Kerr for Callaway County, Kentucky. And today we're going to be talking to you guys about different ways to receive warnings and why it's important to have multiple ways to receive warnings. Thanks, Josh.
Hey, thanks for having you here. Welcome to Murray and Callaway County.
Thank you. So right now we're actually out in front of one of your outdoor sirens. And can you tell us a little bit more about outdoor sirens as a way to receive warnings?
Yeah, absolutely. So outdoor warning sirens, as the name implies, they're for people who are outdoors. So it's not technically designed for the people who are inside your home. I hear that every time that we have a storm system comes through, when we activate the sirens, people say, you know, I didn't hear it inside my house. That's not what these are designed for. These are designed specifically to alert people who are outdoors doing activities like at the park, you may be shopping, somewhere that you may not have a phone or another way to receive warnings, just to notify you that something's going on in the community and that you need to be aware and possibly take shelter. So that's the key message on these outdoor warning sirens. They're not intended if you're in a building. It's strictly if you're outdoors.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and that's really important to note, is that they are not meant to be heard inside. They're also not meant to wake you up overnight. A lot of people I've heard rely on them to wake them up at night. They're like, oh, I didn't hear the siren, and that's because they are not meant to be heard indoors.
Right, exactly. And we typically have these in more populated areas. Here in Callaway County, they're only in our major cities. So here in the city of Murray, we've got 3 that are owned by the city of Murray. City of Hazel has 2, and then the Murray State University campus, I believe, has 5. So again, they're not spread throughout the county. So depending on where you live, you may not be able to hear a warning siren.
Yeah, and that's really important to know. And now we're here with you at Murray State, and we're going to talk about different ways that your community can help you receive warnings, right?
Absolutely. So another way to receive warnings, like you said, is through community, and there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Friends and families is an awesome way. You know, if you're one of those weather watchers that likes to watch all the social media channels, if you see something coming in, give your friends and family a heads up. Another one's our mass notification system. So here on the campus of Murray State University, all the students, faculty, staff, they subscribe to what's called racer alerts, and so those send out not only weather alerts, but community alerts as well if there's something going on the campus. Here in Callaway County, we have a similar system known as HyperReach, and a lot of your communities across, not only in Kentucky, but the Quad State as well, your emergency managers pay for those services. So it's completely free to the public. I would encourage you, reach out to your local emergency management office, find out what platform they use and how to get registered, because those not only send out weather alerts in times of, you know, watches and warnings and those kinds of things, but community alerts as well. If we have something like a boil water order, or if we have a shelter in place order, those alerts go out as well. So it's a great opportunity for you to receive those alerts and to keep you and your family safe.
That's all really great information, and there's tons of communities out there that different ways that you can get involved, and especially if you are like a college student and things like that, your university most likely does have a way to notify you. It's something you would just have to look into. So
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And now we're with you at the old post office in Murray, Kentucky, which is now the courthouse annex. And we're talking about more ways that you can receive weather alerts and weather warnings. And one of the really important ways that we suggest is NOAA Weather Radio. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we encourage anyone buy a NOAA Weather Radio. It's great for all hazards, not just severe weather. You know, in the wintertime, you can get weather alerts as well. Also flash flooding, anything that's hazardous weather that could put you or your family at risk, this would alert to. And it has battery backup. So if the power goes out, this one's still going to alert. You know, we talked about the outdoor warning sirens earlier. Those are for people who are outdoors. We talked about HyperReach and our racer alert. Those are good community-based, but NOAA Weather Radio is a great one to add as well. We always say have multiple ways to receive alerts in case one of them fails or you don't hear one of them. So always encourage. These are really easy to find. You can find them at Walmart, Amazon, like everything. You can find them on Amazon. And they're super simple to program, but if you have any trouble programming them, your local emergency management office is more than willing to help you get that set up.
That's wonderful. And I know that we can broadcast civil emergency messages over NOAA Weather Radio, but there are also deaf and hard of hearing attachments for NOAA Weather Radio, so that shouldn't hold you back either. But also with phones, we do have WIA alerts. Those are the wireless emergency alerts that go go out, and those will be alerting your phone for tornadoes and for flash floods. And those are automatically enabled on your phone. So unless you have disabled them, they are automatically enabled. All right, Josh, well, thank you so much for talking to us today about all the different ways that we can receive warnings.
Absolutely. I hope it was informative. Maybe you took something away from it. You've got multiple ways to receive those alerts now to help keep you, your family, and your community safe.
All right, and we'll see you next time on Porch Watching.